Hi, everybody. This is the December 7th meeting of the Finance Committee of the RTM, and I'm calling the meeting to order at 10:13 p.m., and I'm going to do a roll call. Hank Ferentz.
I'm here.
Okay, Hannah Gale. Matt Jacobs.
Here.
Mike Mahoney. Amy O'Shea. Tamisha Powell-Dunmore. Joe Siebert.
Here.
And then me. So if we have four.
Well, Hannah was at the meeting. I don't know. Maybe she's slow to dial in.
Yeah, could be.
So we need one more for a
quorum.
For quorum, yeah.
Just Hannah. Hold on. Oh, good. Hannah's calling in now.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
So we're going to have Hannah Gale joining us shortly?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a quorum with Matt, Hank, myself, and yourself.
Yes. Okay, so we'll wait for her.
That was a long one. Yeah, I don't know why I was of the impression until I looked at the agenda that it was Vera only.
Oh.
I was not expecting this.
That's okay. We'll get you home soon. Well, you're already home. We'll get you to bed soon.
We're home.
Hi there. Hannah, is that you?
Yes, it is.
All right, great.
All right.
So we're adding Hannah. Awesome. So, all right, so I have the agenda. Okay, so the first item for us to consider, so I have the agenda in front of me. I think the first item that there is for us to consider is the appointment of Alyssa Stack to the Historic District Commission.
Correct.
So
was that tonight? That felt like 2 weeks ago.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve? Do we have a motion to approve?
Joe.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Oh, I guess I'll second it. Fine. Yeah.
Who second?
Great.
Hannah?
Yep.
Okay.
And is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of Alyssa's appointment to the Historic District Commission, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. And then the next item is item 7, which is the Community Development Block Grant. Annual action plan that was presented to us, and this is the supplemental appropriation of $297,452 that is being granted to us in relation to the CARES Act. So, do I have a motion to approve?
Joe.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Matt.
Hank.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Joe went in there. Joe and Matt went in, I think.
Okay. Sorry. It's hard when we're not in person.
Joe motion, second Matt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then do we have any discussion on this item?
I'm just trying to look it up right now. What does it give us?
So this was the it was the so like I know that like Operation Hope received $40,000. I can't remember off the top of my head the others, but this was all the
supplemental appropriation of $297,452 to prepare for respond to the coronavirus pandemic under provisions of the Coronavirus Aid Relief Economic Security CARES Act.
So this is all money to relieve poverty?
Well, yeah, it's to help the, I don't know that, I mean, I looked at them, they looked like nonprofits to me. But it's to help the nonprofits in town with their additional costs due to COVID. That was the impression that I got based on the discussion.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Any other? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know there was like Project Wolf, something that must be a dog rescue, and Operation Hope was the one that stuck out to me, but there might be others who might remember more.
Yeah, and I'm looking at it right now.
I didn't print out all 104 pages, so.
Okay.
No.
I did print out enough, but not 104. Okay, is there any discussion?
My computer is just not behaving today, which is why I was so late. So I'm just waiting.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Yeah, that's
so it's to approve the authorized to execute any necessary documents to receive the funds and participation in said for this CDBG program.
Yeah, Community Development Block Grant. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not hearing any further discussion.
I'm looking at it, and it's all economic support.
Right. Yes.
That's how I interpret it.
Yeah.
Okay. So did anybody have any questions or anything they wanted to bring up?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, sorry, this is really hard to do remote because you can't see people's faces. Okay. Also, I'm like, if we could see each other and make eye contact, we'd know if someone had something to say. I never can tell when I'm interrupting someone or not, so I apologize.
Right.
Okay, so all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
Okay.
Right, great. And then the next item is item number 8, to hear, consider, and act upon the resolution as recommended by the Board of Finance, which is the resolution appropriating $1,484,000 for environmental testing and remediation costs that are related to the fill pile situation. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay, go ahead.
Hank?
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Is there a second?
By who?
Hannah?
Hannah.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, and then is there any discussion?
I just want to say that holy heck, right? Just holy heck. Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just hoping that we get to a point where we actually have a more realistic view of what our obligations are. You know what I mean? So
it's so bad.
That we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just need to get to a point.
Did anybody understand what I was trying to say about Penfield?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay, good.
I did.
I heard you.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm hoping it wouldn't take, a re-engineering. It could just take removal and lifting it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that would be worth $4 million.
Yeah.
And if it's that way because of it, which, all right, and I know that I'm a naturopath and crazy about this stuff, but that stuff is leaching into the sand that kids are running on all the time. And it upsets me. I just don't like the idea of it being under that pavilion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, makes sense.
I agree.
Okay. So is there any further discussion or any other questions? Okay, so all those in favor of item 8, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay.
And now the
right,
fun begins.
So I know. Well, I think so. We have item 9.
Oh yeah.
Which is related, right? So.
Oh, right.
I actually maybe I should have grouped 8 and 9 together, so I apologize.
Yeah,
they
should be combined.
Yeah, well, too late now. Sorry, everybody.
That's right.
Okay, so item 9 is the bond resolution appropriating $202,000 for environmental testing and remediation costs at various locations in the town of Fairfield related to the contamination at the water pollution control facility. So do we have a motion to approve?
Joe.
I'll make a motion. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I have Hannah and then Joe. I'll put you a second. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
And then do we have any discussion?
No, I mean, I just want them to get that hardening done, damn it.
Yeah.
I want it done.
Yeah. I actually had a related question, and it might be related to item 8, but I'm just going to ask it now. I hope that's okay. I'm hearing impaired, so I wanted to make sure I heard this properly. They're talking about contamination at a Nike plant?
Yeah, at the Nike site. The Nike site was, as I understand
it's a
it,
military
it was
term, Karen.
But it was basically down there was offices and repair shops.
So
the
what does it
missile
stand
silos,
for? Navy something?
I don't remember. It's but there were 3 missile silos down on Old Dam Road, and this was the support for those silos.
Oh, okay.
But all those buildings now have been taken down. Finally, I think the last 2 were the dog pound and the fire training center.
Yeah, okay.
The problem,
but that's related to this because it's right near where the sewage treatment plant is, right?
Right.
Yes, but it doesn't. This particular item does not have anything to do with the fill pile. This is just contamination they found in the ground from God only knows where when they were digging to do the hardening project.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So
8
it's not related
was the
to
fill pile.
But it's still remediation related.
Yes.
But if it was Nike missiles from the U.S. Army and the contamination directly relates to that, then there should be a possibility of recompense from the U.S. Army.
Yeah, but the Army turned all that stuff over in probably in the early 60s. I think we'd be hard pressed to go back 60 years to try and get them to pay. And I forget who it was that said he already invested or looked into that, and it wasn't going to happen.
Oh, all right.
I know you said that, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily the end of the story. Let's wait and see.
It was Bremer. Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
And they haven't told us what type of contamination they found, and they don't know how extensive it is.
Right. Who knows what was in those things?
So I guess we should approve the extra $202,000.
Well, we've got to do the hardening project, and we've got to clean up somebody's mess.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so
then
we at least have to do the investigation.
Right. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. All right, so the next item is item 10. It's
Teacher's
a collective
contract.
bargaining agreement between the Board of Ed and the Fairfield Education Association for the period of July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2024. So just to reiterate on this one, we're going to vote, if you want the contract to go through, you're voting no, because it says to consider, in the agenda item, it says consider, for the period of July 21st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024 is rejected. So it's a double negative. So if we're in favor of it, then we're going to say no, because it's a double negative.
I hate these votes. It's like nobody doesn't like something, but nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So, do I have do I have a motion to approve item 10?
And to approve it is,
I think what we're going to do is approve it, second it, and then if you're in favor of it, you're going to vote no, and if you're against it, then you're going to vote yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. So I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, so Hank and then Matt.
Hank.
Did I get?
And then second by Matt.
Okay. Do we have any discussion?
Just going to support.
Yeah, I read through it all. It seemed like a really fair agreement to me, but especially in light of everything that the teachers have had to go through.
Yeah, that's kind of my view.
Craziness.
Yeah.
I mean, they're real heroes, so.
Sure.
They don't get COVID days like we do here in the non-public sector.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't leave the house, so, I give them a lot of credit. And it's also, emotionally, it's been so important for our kids to be back in school. Like my daughter's so happy just being back in 2 days a week.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Get them back in school.
Yep. Okay, so is there any other discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those
We talked about this.
I hope nobody listens to this recording. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, I don't know how to do this. Just signify.
Say nay.
Nay. Say nay.
Yeah,
yes,
all those opposed, please say nay. Yes. Okay. Nay.
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 Okay. So unanimously opposed.
Correct.
That's how I'm going to word this in the notes. We unanimously oppose.
Oppose the rejection of the contract. I'm sending you my notes too.
Maybe I'm dyslexic, but I have such a tough time. Okay,
I know. I'll text you my notes. I have my notes.
Oppose the rejection of this
of the contract. Yeah.
Of this contract.
Yes. We oppose the rejection.
Right.
Thank you.
I'm glad this is a team effort, man, because
such a tough time.
I'm not want to be doing this by myself.
Maybe I'm dyslexic. I don't know what, but okay, I get it.
No, it's a really hard concept. It's because if we voted in favor of rejection, then it would have to go to arbitration.
Right.
So if we're against rejecting it, then we're for it.
Right.
So
is anybody else ready for second dinner?
All right, I'll be by in a few minutes. Put a plate on the porch.
Yeah,
all right.
There you go.
Okay, so item
we
11.
unanimously oppose the rejection of this contract.
Right.
Correct.
And I'll text you my notes too, Joe, so you have them.
Thank you.
I made notes on the agenda.
Cool.
Oh.
Not that you can understand my handwriting, but okay. So item 11, to hear, consider, and act upon the following resolution as recommended by the First Selectwoman. Resolve to fund and approve the attached agreements between the Town of Fairfield and the United Public Service Employees Union 454, the Fairfield Professional and Technical Employees Union, and the United Public Service Employees Union 222, including non-union eligible employees for a voluntary early retirement plan for eligible members. Do I have a motion to approve?
Joe.
Yeah.
Okay. Hannah, second?
Sure.
Okay. Do we have any discussion?
It was a very upsetting conversation. Let's put it that way. But they resolved it well, so that's good.
Yeah, it's, let's just face it. We're kind of rolling the dice, are we not?
Well, my main concern is that I think that the savings numbers are I think that once we model what the typical retirement age is, where we would be losing people to attrition, I think the savings might end up to be half of what's indicated on that page.
Right.
Yeah, I think you may be right.
And so if the savings is half, then that means that this is going to cost us, so it would be $7 million minus 1.5 instead of 3. This is completely simplified, right? So
right.
I have 2 computers. One of them had the numbers on it because I only have Excel on one of my computers. Hold on. So I think that due to attrition, that the savings numbers are quite inaccurate. So if we put them in half, if we cut the savings number in half, then it would be costing us. So the savings number is no longer $7 million; it's $3.5 million, and the costs are $3.8 million. I think. And then it doesn't include the cost of when we don't have 23 people. Like, we're going to have to hire people back for a certain amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we just need more information, but I definitely agree with reorganizing. I just feel really strongly that given all these unknown costs that we have coming from other places, all these other cliffs, like due to the discount rate and due to the OPEB being underfunded and the ADEC being underfunded, that we can accomplish this due to attrition. Like the fact that we don't even have included, like we should be factoring out the people who are going to be retiring anyway. So once we get more details on that top line of 20 refilled positions, I could be swayed if it could be cost neutral. But also my other problem with this is usually I understand that 3 years seems like too short, but 10 years is too long because you just don't know what's going to happen over 10 years in terms of modeling.
Right.
I think
nobody does.
I think 5 years is a more appropriate time period. So I would want to see more information, and I know that the administration is probably a little bit frustrated about that, but this is a really big ticket item. So I think that, while the first selectwoman was elected to, she was given a mandate to modernize government, we're also given a mandate to, do our due diligence as well. So we're all just doing our jobs. That's my opinion.
I just want to say that, the amount of money that we are going to be on the hook for because of the bill pile makes this look like nothing. And that's just horrifying when you really think about what has happened here. So what I care about more than anything is that there is a major change in our town culture. So if she needs to take ownership of this by restructuring this way, and that's the only way to get, to overcome inertia and to begin moving forward, that's fine. But what I want is actual good, best practices about culture. That you have review committees that are not top down, that you have review structures and internal, what's it called, self-examination. I can't remember what the term is. We had to go through it for adjudication when I was a teacher, or for accreditation. But you have good practices where it's not just, yes, we want a call line. We want the call line to go to someone who's not administration, but more than anything, we want regular review processes going on.
Right.
And committees of
and
review.
I don't even know what happened to the call line. The call line went poof.
I think it's still there, but it's like that's what, if I could tie this to something, that's what I would tie it to really having a commitment to a healthy culture.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know how to say
that. I think that could be done by spending money on professional services that don't affect our long-term liabilities.
I don't know. You may not know, but I spent a long time talking this out, with Jill and with my sister, and there's no doubt that there are many companies in this situation right now, and some of them are going to go for it, and some of them are not going to do it because of the price tag. And you just have to imagine where you're going to be in 5 years as to whether or not you're going to be glad you did it. And so, in imagining Fairfield in 5 years, it's like we're becoming a city. Everything is changing so quickly that I really feel like we do need to, on some level, to just bite the bullet and move forward. And if this isn't, and that's why it would be tying it to really good best practices that would make it.
Well, and that stuff actually, if you have the right people in place, doesn't cost money.
Right. No, it shouldn't cost.
Like the professionals that are hired in could be doing that without any additional expenditure.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It's just practices you put into place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There should be performance reviews, right? There should be.
Self-study. That's what it's called. Self-study. So you spend time in committees actually discussing what the issues are. The self-study committee prepares a report, sends it down the road. There's a collection of the self-study reports, and everybody listens to them.
Yeah. Well, in an organization like in the world that I live in, HR or organizational effectiveness would facilitate that, right? And then you tie your organization to your long-term strategic plan. In this case, we have a DPW audit that was conducted. We haven't heard back about, what are the to-do items from that. We have a purchasing policy that has not been rectified.
Right. Well, I think it has. I think they did. They did rectify that. Just so just as an incidental.
Did they?
Meaning, yeah, they did. I saw it written about on one of the sites.
Yeah, but it's ticking the boxes off on that stuff and ticking the boxes off on the DPW stuff. And if 17 people, so there's 16 of these people are already retirement eligible, when are they expected to actually retire? Like if it's in 21, 22, or 23, even if it's half of them that would be expected to retire in that time frame.
But
that brings down the cost of this by another $1.5 million or something. That's just off the top of my head. So I need a little more time to sit with it.
But nobody is retiring now because the extra little money that you get from working everyone is counting everybody and needs it.
Yeah, but but that part wasn't given to us, right? That part of this page is a really important part of it, and we don't have that information yet.
Right. And
they don't know.
No, there is an answer. They don't know, but it can be modeled. You know what I mean? Like you can.
No, I agree. It can be modeled.
Yeah.
Like your point you brought up, Sharon. I mean, you can predict based on historical data when somebody who's in their 60s plus, who's on tenure, whatever the case might be, when you would expect that they're going to say, "I'm going to raise my hand."
But the thing is that it's all different right now because of COVID, and that changes. That's where humanitarian.
Yes.
But if anything, that would make more people retire because they don't want to be in public and they're at risk, not the opposite.
But what do we want to do to that? You know what I mean? It's like that's where the equitability and the humanitarianism comes in, and it's like a town is more like a school than it is a private company. You know what I mean? We all have to live together here. And we want to honor the service of people who work for us.
Yeah, well, and it's nothing about that, right? It's not about that. It's just about modeling, and obviously it's nothing for or against any particular position, right? It's just factoring those assumptions, and it's not personal in any way, shape, or form, right?
No.
It's just factoring those numbers into that first line of the cost savings. I think that there's some more assumptions that need to be added to that line. To have the same number for 10 years doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean I agree with you, and I think it was a kind of sloppy way to do it. But Brian Vahey, when I listened to the I guess it was the board, the pension board, or maybe it was the finance committee meeting where he spoke, and he said that the thing about Fairfield is nobody retired. So he talked about the fire chief or whatever, that they keep working, and why do they keep working? Okay, yes, maybe because they love their job, but it's more than that. It's because they're collecting every single penny they can. But right now,
but in that case too, it's cheaper for us to have people who are working, because the longer they work is the less we're paying their retirement.
That's absolutely true.
Right.
So this is enticing people to leave earlier than they would, so that's increasing the cost even more.
Absolutely. Right, but I agree with you, and that is what the point that Brian made. But the converse of that is that it is then not so unreasonable to think of 10-year retirement.
Yeah, but somebody's going to retire. Some people are going to retire, right? There is a number. If you're 62, not everybody's going to work till 72.
You're
no way.
Yeah.
So we just have to figure out what that number is, and it's nothing against anybody. It really isn't. So it's just really making light of the savings, and because of just because of all these other external pressures on us. I really feel personally like I need to do my homework on this a little more, and I wish it were not so expensive. I wish things were easier, but we really got to look at this given everything else that's happening.
And that's your vote. That's your right.
Sharon, where do you think everyone else stands? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
I'm perplexed about this one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, my personal thing is I'd like to, I'd like to be able to facilitate change in theory, just that the price tag is, that's my issue.
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else. Hank, what are you thinking and hearing?
I don't know how to answer that. What am I thinking, hearing about what exactly? The whole thing?
Oh, just in general, yeah, about this, but just about the cost of it,
Well, I'm concerned with the cost. I'm not hearing anything. I am hearing that a number of people were planning on retiring with the last offer. I haven't heard anything since it's been changed.
Okay. Sorry to put you on the spot. I'm sorry. If we were...
No, I'm not.
If we were in a room, it'd be so much easier. I just wanted your point of view because, I just respect your point of view because you've been with the town a long time. And
yeah, I'm one of those people that's not eligible for this, but I'm one of those people that doesn't know when to retire because I could have retired 14 years ago, and I'm still here. Probably not for much longer. And you know why? It's because I love my job. And
right,
that really
exactly.
is the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about possibly in the spring retiring, and I really don't want to, but it's just it's time, Yeah.
I wish I could retire in the spring, but I just turned 50, so I'm not there yet.
You're getting there.
Oh man. Hannah, did you have any other comments, or Matt, or Joe? Did you guys have comments?
I do think that at a certain point, you begin to trend in the direction of false precision. You can put anything in a model. I agree with you. You can model it out, but I've always viewed them just as a way to frame your assumptions and understand the effects of them. The inputs and what happens. And I just don't know if even given another month or two of analysis that they'll be able to answer all of the questions that have been presented in an acceptable fashion. So that is part of my issue is I just don't know if we'll ever get enough answers to make everyone comfortable. I just don't see that as likely.
I would agree with Matt on that. You can model everything. You can model everything you want. You're not going to know what any particular individual is going to do based on their current situation. I'm in the private sector. I'm 60 years old. I'd like to retire before I'm 65. Because I have other things I want to do. But because I have other hobbies, but I have no way of knowing what's in the mind of these employees about where they are in their life, and I don't think we'll ever know. So I'm really perplexed as to what to do with this. I agree, Sharon. I think the savings is not going to be $7 million. It's going to be somewhere between $3 and $7 million, probably. It's to me, it's a crapshoot. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think what it really comes down to is do you want to roll the dice that on this administration being successful with this, or do you need more certainty? And I think that's going to be the dividing line for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, because in the private sector out there in the world, if you're going through a reorg, you'd want to have the numbers in front of you and know that you're saving money in the next 3 to 5 years. And
Exactly.
we can't say that looking at this. It's actually costing us money. So that's, but
Right.
like Hannah said, it's like, but and we also have all these external pressures. On the minus side, the costs. On the plus side, reorganization. This is one more fun thing in 2020.
Yeah, it's been a great year.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, I appreciate all the hard work.
I have about 24 friends who have gotten COVID.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Really?
it's been a lot of people I know.
Wow.
I mean,
Just
some of them
now
are tangential, like, college roommate's mother-in-law had to, go to the hospital for it. Another college roommate's wife, just like lots and lots of secondary connections, and then a few cousins.
Wow. And they have it now, you mean?
Most of them are over it or have finished a quarantine period. Some had it early, but more of it's been happening recently than the other time.
Yeah.
But I totally understand the humanitarian side of it, that you want to offer people the ability to get out of Dodge, especially if they're older and at risk. I totally get that.
Exactly. Yeah. And
yeah,
we
that's
need to move forward.
The only issue on the other side of that is you have plenty of folks in this town who are already retired on a fixed income, and yes, we have senior tax relief that we are trying to make more robust. But if you're going to be adding a lot of cost on the town, what's that going to do on the other side of things to people who are already retired? I mean, you really have to balance those things.
Well, I'm in this situation. My husband's been out of work for 6 months, and all of a sudden, I have a senior in high school, and start thinking long and hard about whether or not we could afford to stay here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he was more than half our income. He's out of work.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the job market is bad, and I'm going to have 2 kids in college. Then what?
Yeah, no, I think everyone's in for a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble is coming as we face into this. But but you know what? I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen. There's going to have to be stimulus. So much. So
I think the idea that we have no idea what's going to happen is support for the argument of not doing this, because it would help us maintain financial flexibility or the option to do it later. It preserves the option, and options have value. So I mean, if you really see uncertainty as the driving force in your decision, you have to vote against this. And
not necessarily, and because I thought, I went through this thought process too, and here's why I came down on the other side. Aside from the possibility that the money now will actually, on some level be cheaper than in the future, because there's going to be so much more money around, and that will be inflationary. But aside from that, I don't know how it's all going to work. But the other thing is just where Fairfield is at. There is just building going on everywhere here. Everybody's trying to move here right now. And that's the thing about this moment, is I really feel like we need to up our game in a big way in order to be able to make these changes right now.
And where's the money coming from everywhere?
Well, people are buying all of these. There's all this development that was already underway, and they're moving here from New York.
Yep. Yeah, yep. I'm surrounded by it right now. Literally.
Right, so we've got to administrate all these people. We've got to figure out how we're going to rethink, reimagine our town based on all this. And so this is the moment of change. And that's why, I do think it's very personal, and people are going to have to make a decision whether they want to roll the dice or not. I think you're exactly right. I made the decision that I think we should roll the dice, but I respect anyone's opinion that's different.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like we're in such a period of uncertainty that it's just really hard to know what to do. That's me.
For sure.
But
it is.
And everybody wants what's best for the town, and we're all biting our fingernails like, oh, because we've never been through anything like this in our lifetimes. We just haven't.
Excuse me.
Right.
No.
Well, I'm really glad that we have a great team of people. That's all I have to say. Thank you, every single one of you, for all your contributions. That makes me feel better about the town, that we have great people.
Well, and thank you.
Thank you. You're one of them.
Trying, right? Okay, so.
Where does that leave us?
Well, I think we need to vote, right? So.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so we had a motion to approve. We had a second. We had discussion.
Yep.
And so now all those in favor, I'm going to do a roll, if that's okay. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Sure.
so all those in favor, okay, I'm sorry. So Hank?
I vote yes.
Okay, Hannah?
Yes.
Matt?
Abstain for now.
Okay, Joe?
Yes.
And I'm abstaining for now.
Okay,
I just want to
so
find out more on that
we've
line.
got Sharon is abstain, and Matt is abstain, and Hank, Hannah, and Joe are a yes, and I am truly rolling the dice as a gambler. Okay.
And everybody's got the town's best interests at heart, and our employees.
I do. I have the same interest you do. I'm a glass half full guy, and I don't know what to tell you.
Me too.
I've been on the fence the whole time, and I'm this is going to be one of those things that the moment it's time to vote is I know where I'm going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I respect your abstention. I truly do. It's really hard. I've been going back and forth on this for a month. It's hard.
Part of me wants. Oh wait, we're being recorded. Never mind.
Yeah, we're being recorded.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
All right, great. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for the meaningful discussion, and thank you for all the expertise and the viewpoints that you bring to the table. We really appreciate. I think we're appreciated in town for what we're doing. We certainly appreciate, our employees and everybody, and that's been, part of our consideration for our votes this evening. So, on that note, I hope that everybody. Oh wait, we need a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Cool. Second.
That was Hannah. Who seconds? Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Matt.
Oh, okay.
Matt. Okay. I got my notes ready.
The toddler dad would like the second.
I do have a question
all
before
those in favor? Oh, go ahead.
No. I've been sharing the notes. Should I be publishing the notes for this whole team?
No, well, I think what happens is you send me the notes. I go through them. Oh, crud! Are we supposed to approve the notes?
We were supposed. That's why I'm asking, because I did the notes for last meeting, and we never approved the notes.
I messed up. So do you guys mind if in our next meeting we'll just go through the notes that we missed and we'll approve them? I messed up. I forgot that part.
Sure. I mean, I'm fine if you on adjourn, do it real quick and go again.
Yeah, we're not adjourned yet.
Okay, fine. So I went over them with Joe, but I don't know if anybody else had a chance to look at them.
I'll trust you.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve last meeting's committee minutes?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. I'll second it.
Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, great. And then we're going back to the adjournment. We had Hannah make a motion. Matt seconded. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, great. Well, everybody stay safe.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks,
You
everybody.
too.
All right, thank you.
Challenging
You
time.
too.
Night.
Yeah, I wish all good things to
Yeah.
everybody's families. Stay safe.
Yes,
All right, thanks.
happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Take
Yeah,
care.
happy
Okay.
holidays. Well, we'll see you next week anyway.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
We'll talk
exactly,
holidays next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Next
Well,
week.
we
All
will
right.
have our little committee meeting, so.
Yes. All right.
All right, thank you, guys.
Take care,
Good night.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.